Good morning, children. Let us begin with a Standard 4 EVS, Chapter 13, A River's Tale, Part 1. A river's tale means it is not the tale that animals have, it is a story that means a tale. Tale means a story. So, this is a story of a river which originates from a mountain. When you can see in this picture that this river starts from a mountain and it is flowing through many trees, that is a forest, and it flows through cities, and it flows through villages, and it passes through many places. So a river originates from a mountain. Originates mean it begins from a mountain. How from a mountain? You can see that the mountains are covered with snow, and in the summer season when the snow melts, it turns into water and they start flowing into the river. So here we can say the whole story of a river. So how will that story be? That the river, it starts flowing from the mountains and this water is very fresh. You can see it is all nice and blue, and you can see many fishes in that water. If you can see the picture clearly, it passes through forest. Some animals are drinking that water, and that river keeps on passing and passing and coming forward, and you see that the number of fish is getting little less. Then in the middle of the picture, just towards your left, you can see that there are certain people who are washing their clothes, they are having bath, they are giving a bath to their animals. And still forward you see a city towards your right, and towards the left you can see few factories, and then all their waste is dumped into the river. So that blue river, it is changing its color, it is becoming brown, it is becoming green, and you can see there are no fishes in this water. You see where there are factories, a ship is transporting its goods into that factory. So the oil is getting spilt into the river, it is contaminating the river. So the original river which originates from the mountains, we people are polluting this river water. This river water is very important for us because we use this water for our daily uses. We drink this water, but we only are polluting and contaminating this water. So this is the whole story of a river. So below this picture there are certain words given like boat, flowing water, blue, fish, water plants, river, foul smell, big ship, oil, river banks, factories, washing clothes, animals, other work, change, and city. So, using all these words, we have to make a short story about this river. So, here it goes like, long ago, there was a river full of clear blue water. There were lots of fish in the river. Some water plants were also in the river. Water plants are the plants which grow in the water. And the river water, it appears blue. Why blue? Actually, there is no color of water. But when we see it from far, the reflection of the sky falls in the water and we feel that the water is blue in color. But there is no color of water. A factory came up near the river. A city also developed in due course of time. Some big ship came into the river to supply goods to the factory. There was oil spill in the river. Effluents from factories were discarded into the river. Effluents means all the waste. Many people washed clothes and bathed animals in the river. This changed the river forever. The water became filthy and foul smelling, dirty smelling. Foul smelling means dirty smelling. It was no longer a beautiful river. So this is a whole story of a river. that how clean it was and how dirty it is now. Now we have to look at the picture and answer the following question. What is the color of the river where it begins? So as I just said, the color of the river, the water is colorless. But when you see from a distance, it appears blue. So the color of the river is blue. Now you can see a picture here. At the seashore, you can see there are many fishes that are dead. So what is that question? At some places there are many fish in the river. At others there are only a few. And at some places there are dead fish. What could be the reason for this? You need to discuss this question. So why is it like that, that where the river began there were many fish there, and as the river continued the number of fishes started decreasing? Why? Because the river water, it gets polluted, so the fish do not get direct oxygen from the air, so they die. So at places you will find that there are less fish where the water starts getting polluted. And oil spills is the worst for the fishes because they do not get oxygen for breathing and they die. So this is the reason why the number of fishes decrease and they die. Then your next question is, what can be seen in the river before it reaches the village? You can see a large number of fishes in the river before it reaches any villages or the cities. Now here you can see another picture where water is accumulated in a certain ditch. So this becomes dirty water. So at which places did the color of the water in the river change? Why did this happen? Discuss. So again, when we saw the picture, why did the color of the river, which was blue, turned into brown or green? Why? Because of pollution. Because of pollution, the color of the river changes. Now, which of the places shown in the picture would you like to live in? Why? So, this is a free answer that you can write here, that which place would you like to live? The place where there is less pollution, or would you like to live in a city, or where? So, you can write whatever answer you like. Then the next question is, would you like to change any of the things that you see in the picture? Why and how? So this also you are free to write your answer, that which things would you like to change in the picture that we just saw when the lesson started. That which things would you like to change? Like you would like to make people aware about not polluting the river water and so on. So this is a free answer that you can write. Then your next question is, what could be done to keep rivers clean? So here, fencing should be made on the banks of the river. Strict law should be made against polluting rivers. Fencing means a border should be made around the river banks. Where there is a river, there should be a border that no animals or human beings can enter into the river water, and there should be certain law that if anyone breaks that law, they will be punished. Why punished? Because they are dirtying the river water. Now, if you wanted to drink some water, from which part of the river would you like to drink and why? So, I would like to drink water from the upper part, from where water originates. Water or the river originates. That was from the beginning. That was near the mountains, where that fresh water, the snow melts and it turns, and the water melts and it meets the river. So that water would be the most clean and fresh water. In the last part of the picture, the river flows into the sea. Have you ever seen the sea where? In a movie or somewhere else? So we have almost seen a sea in Mumbai or in Chennai. And yes, we've also seen seas in movies. So most of us must have visited a sea, and seen where these seas are and how huge and vast these seas and oceans are. And if some have not seen, then we see them in the movies, what seas are. So, have you ever been near a river or sea? When? So, yes, I have been near a river and sea. And when? During my summer holidays. Now, show with your hands how the waves in the sea move. So, when we go by a sea, when we go near a sea, we see that the waves, that how they move. So they want us to show the action. So how do the waves move? They move upwards and then they fall down. So here in the picture, when we see, we will understand it more clearly. So this is how the sea waves move. They move upwards and then they roll down and they fall downwards. So this is the movement and the way the sea waves are created. So is the water from the sea drinkable? Why? So no, the water from the sea is not drinkable. Why? Because it is saline. Saline means salty. The sea water is very salty, so it is not suitable for drinking. So do you think that there would be changes taking place in a river, pond or stream at different times of the year? What kind of changes would these be discussed? So the river water and the sea water, it changes during the rainy season and during the summer season. Rainy season, the amount of water is more in the rivers, and during the summer it becomes less. And as the course after the rainy season, people use the river water, so the water becomes less. So there are changes in the river, pond and streams during the different parts of the year. So will there be the same amount of water in the ponds or rivers during the rainy season and in the summer? So water in the rainy season will be more than the summer, as I just said. And in the summers, the water gets evaporated because the sun is shining brightly and the evaporation of the water takes place very quickly. The vapor we cannot see, but during the day the water gets evaporated. But in the rainy season we receive rains, so the level of the water in the ponds and rivers increase. So how does water become dirty? You saw in the pictures that as the river flowed through or near many villages, towns and cities, the water changed. The people use the river water for many different things such as washing clothes, bathing animals and cleaning utensils. Many of these activities made the water dirty. The water in the river kept changing as it flowed through various places. Water in ponds and lakes also become dirty due to similar reasons. So, how does this water become dirty? It is because of us. We human beings only pollute the water and make it dirty. So as we saw, as the river flowed through the different villages and cities and towns, the color of the water is changing. In villages, many people, they go take a bath near the rivers. They wash their clothes and utensils, and sometimes also their bathing of animals is done near the rivers. Now in towns and cities, all the wastage of the buildings, factories, all that waste is dumped into the river. So this is how we are also dirtying the river and the pond and water. So the color of the water keeps on changing. So it is who is responsible? It is we who are responsible to pollute this water, which is very important for us. There are many things that dissolve easily in water. Some of these can be very harmful for our body. So there are certain things like sugar, salt, lemon juice and cooking soda and all such things which can dissolve in the water very quickly. And certain things like stone, leaves, they do not dissolve in water. So, but they pollute the water, they make the water dirty, and these are very harmful for our body. So certain things, when they dissolve in the water, they don't change the color of the water, but certain things they change the color and make it into brown or greenish, which is very harmful, and we cannot drink such polluted dirty water. Hence it is important that we clean water before drinking it. One of the best ways to do this is to boil the water. If for some reasons this cannot be done, you can think of some other ways to clean water. So it becomes very important for us that before drinking any river water, pond water, we need to clean that water, because this water is not fit for drinking. So one of the best ways to clean any water is by boiling it. Or there are many other ways also where we can clean water and use it for drinking, but the best method is boiling. But nowadays in many households we have water filters, and alum is also used for cleaning water. So I hope, children, you have understood this lesson, a reverse tale, a reverse story, and you need to complete these textual answers in your textbook itself, and remember to write neatly. And you can also read this lesson once or twice. So thank you and have a very nice day.